beautiful looking, wearing a beautiful business attire. She came, she sat in her first class suite. She opened that big tray and she had those drawings and she was marking, correcting those drawings. And my heart was fluttering. I was like,
This is what I want to
do.
When it comes to Dubai, it's like a mini world because we have people from all cultures.
Over the world, yeah.
Like we have Russians, Chinese, Indians, and Emiratis, Arabs, right? It's a mixed culture.
Which is the beauty of it.
It is the beauty of it.
Culture plays a part of it, but also their background
Yes.
has a big role in terms of what they like. So as Sneha mentioned, we have a lot of clients who are Indian clients, but they go with a lot of minimalistic palette,
Nice.
right? But then there are also clients who are from the same part of India, for example, but their taste is completely different.
Completely.
Yeah.
They want extravagant luxury. They want something which basically reflects their personality,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bilna Sandeep Show. Today I have two amazing guests on the show who are both from the interiors industry. So we have Sunit, who is from residential interiors sector, and we have Sneha, who is mostly into the design of the amazing commercial interior spaces. So welcome Sunit, welcome
you.
Sneha.
Thank you.
Thank
Pleasure
you
to
so
be
much.
here.
It's amazing to have you both
Really
on the
looking
show.
forward to it. So I'm really pleased we have finally made it.
Yes, we have been planning it for some time
Yeah.
and finally we got the chance to make it. And maybe to start off with, for our listeners, you can tell, how did you end up in interior fit out industry? Because you don't come from that, right? You were into banking previously, right?
correct.
So how did you come and how did that happen?
So I was in Australia for a very long time, in Melbourne, before I came to Dubai, almost 10 years ago now. And I was in the banking sector, but I was on the tech side.
Okay.
So as in the tech side, it's built in our genes to solve problems for our clients, right?
Nice.
So when we moved to Dubai, our objective was to move to Dubai to start a business. And we were looking for opportunities where there is a gap in the market,
Nice.
where there's a need that we could fulfill in terms of our
Nice.
skills.
Nice.
And then after a lot of research, and I always had passion for design, because when we moved to Dubai, I got my own house, I got a villa, and I really did my villa at that time by myself. And I always loved design, even though I'm from fintech background, but design has always been passion. So
It's
we had
always
a
been
go.
in the heart.
It's always been kind of like my passion, my love, that I've always enjoyed designing and creating something. So when we moved to Dubai, we started with our own villa. And we really did our villa very nicely, and even till today we get a lot of compliments. So that was a very natural segue, and then we started realizing there's a demand in the market. There are a lot of people who want to do up their homes, who want to invest in making their home nice,
making
either
homes.
for living or for getting their value appreciated and then reselling it. So that's how we basically got into it. When we started doing things for other clients, we started with very small. We started with a little bathroom, a small kitchen, and things like that. And then over a period of time, we grew to where we are. And now we are a complete, design turnkey fit out company. We do design as well as we do renovation, contracting, and we have our own joinery as well now. So it's taken us a while to get to where we are, but that's been the journey. And it's something I think that was meant to be. Sometimes you don't ever think that that's what you're going to end up doing in your life, but destiny has some other plans, and that's where I've ended up. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
really
think-
happy about that.
Yeah, even I have shifted my industries also
Yeah,
from construction
I know,
to marketing,
right?
So that's
Yeah.
something again a
Very
huge
different.
shift.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of founders who move from completely different industries.
Yeah, exactly.
And in case of Sneha, you were in a corporate industry but into design, right?
Yes.
And now you moved to your own. So what was that point when you felt like I should start my own? How did that happen?
So, one podcast is not enough for my journey. I always say this. So, as a kid, I was always inclined towards art.
Okay, nice.
But I come from a Maharashtrian family from Thane, Maharashtra. So, art was not always considered as the best career. I wish we had those career counselors during that time. But I had three choices, two choices, science or commerce. Science, I was like, no, science is not my cup of tea. Commerce, fine, let's do it. In my heart, I liked arts. I like spaces, I like designing, I like
Nice.
good looking showroom. If I go to see somebody's house or something beautiful, I used to like wonder how is this made, but I never paid attention to it. I completed my graduation in commerce. Then was the question whether you will take MBA or you will do masters or what. And I was like, now enough is enough. So luckily I got an opportunity. Etihad Airways came to Bombay.
Oh, nice.
That was year 2005, and I was like 20, 21. And I sneakily went for this interview. I borrowed makeup, I borrowed outfits. I passed that interview. Out of 1,500 people, some 10 of us got selected.
Oh, nice.
I didn't
That's
even
like
have a passport by then. So that's another story. But I got an opportunity to take my decision, and I took it. Packed my bags, came to this magical land called Abu Dhabi, promising myself, promising my family members, it's just a 2-year affair, I'll come back in
nice.
2 years.
Okay.
Just give me this 2 years. That 2 years never happened. And I joined
And
Etihad.
UAE became your home.
Absolutely. I started flying and it was a whole new world. I was introduced to luxury. Etihad meant luxury.
Yes.
They provided us luxury apartments
Yes.
as staff place. We used to fly business class. We used to meet business oriented people on our flights in first class, and everything meant good looking things. And this also gave me a power of money. I got my own salary. I used to save a lot of money. So I decided this career is not going to work forever.
Mm-hmm.
Now what do I do? Then that hidden passion of art came out.
Yes.
I started researching how can I pursue interior designing degree. I found Manipal University in Dubai, who used to do these courses for weekends. Thankfully, Etihad helped me at that time. I changed my flying schedule and I got off during the weekends.
Oh, nice.
So I used to travel from Abu Dhabi to Dubai from that Gubaiba bus.
Oh.
And I used to go to my university. I started studying full time.
Oh, nice.
So almost like 8 years with Etihad. Once I got my
Wow.
degree, I decided to say goodbye to Etihad and I landed up in Dubai, got an internship job with McNally Design International.
Oh, nice.
So that internship became my milestone. This company,
That's
McNally
a shift
Design.
from flying to
Absolutely.
flying in the design world.
Yes, that was the milestone. That company, I became an intern, I became a junior designer there. Then I was promoted to a senior designer there.
Nice.
So the design journey has started and has never stopped from there.
Oh, nice. And probably when you were flying in luxury classes, right, you were probably interacting with a lot of business people. Did that impact your decision to finally land up on a business yourself?
In the first class, I met an interior designer.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful looking, wearing a beautiful business attire. She came, she sat in her first class suite. She opened that big tray and she had those drawings and she was correcting those drawings. And my heart was fluttering. I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to sit in business class, first class. I want to be this busy. I want to look this good. And I
Nice.
want a career like this where I'm a high-flying designer. And I spoke with her and she told me, it looks glamorous, but it is hard work too. I said, hard work is fine. I'm used to hard work. I like hard work.
Nice.
Then she said, then you should go for it.
Amazing. So
that
that was the first
manifestation
seed.
somewhere worked.
Now, coming back to you, Sunit. So you have worked in Australia, right? And in Dubai. So there's a difference in working cultures in both the countries, right? So how do you deal with that? Like, for example, something that I see as a marketing person, like we give a lot of proposals. Sometimes clients ghost us after that. And we have discussed that a lot of
Yes,
times,
yes,
right?
correct.
How does that, how is that compared to Dubai versus Australia? How is that working culture difference?
The thing is, now in Dubai, I'm on the opposite side.
Yes.
So in Melbourne, I was working. We used to hire basically tech companies to come and do system integrations for banks.
Yes.
So we were on the client side, wherein we
Yes.
would evaluate proposals and we would hire them or
Yes.
not hire them and be the decision maker from that aspect. But now I'm basically on the other side of the table.
Yes.
And it's a very different culture in the sense, Australia, it's black or white. It's either yes or no. Right?
Yes.
But here in Dubai, and I've seen that changing a lot. Like initially it was, as you said, give proposals, people ghost us. But now I think people are very, very upfront, and they're very in terms of they're ready to have a conversation with you.
That's
of
nice.
Why they would go with you or they would not go with you.
That's
right?
the best part.
That's the best part. So you understand when the client is not signing up with you or signing up with you, what is the reason? It can't be only price. Right? So that is one thing which I used to find that initially I used to think it's a price conscious market, but now where we are, we basically do a lot of luxury projects. And Bilna, the money's in luxury in Dubai, right? In that sector. For any fit out company, that's the basically the cream of the market we target. And I've started noticing in the last a year or 2 years that people are a lot more responsive, people are a lot more expressive. People tell you what they want, they don't want, why they want to go with you, why they do not want to go with you. So I feel like that culture is changing, that mindset is changing, it's evolving. And now it's a lot more easier in terms of getting your pipeline locked. Because that's what we are experiencing personally. Also as a company, we know the kind of clients we want to go after as well.
You have that niche now.
We have that niche.
So this is my ideal client.
Yeah, exactly. This is my ideal client. We have a very good understanding of who our client is, and we target them. And if there's a reason why it doesn't work out, then we have a very good understanding of why it did not work out. So I feel that whole culture is evolving, where people are a lot more open-minded, and where people are a lot more honest, upfront, and a lot more, with clear communication. So that has really, I've seen a big difference there.
That's great. And both of you have also design part also in your business, right? And when it comes to Dubai, it's like a mini world, because we have people from all cultures.
Over the world,
like we have Russians, Chinese, Indians, and so many other nationals, Emiratis, Arabs, right? It's a mixed culture,
which is the beauty of it.
It is the beauty of it. But when it comes to design elements, right, you have a different set of clients and their tastes are different. How do you identify as a designer, like how do you identify what their taste is, and how can you meet that taste in the design, and how do you do that?
For us, it's the design brief. The initial meeting. It's just like how we are sitting. Only the mics and cameras are not there. But it is almost like, we are interviewing them. And I try to understand the most about that person's personality, his requirements, what is his aim. If it's a retail outlet, then it's all about brand. But if it's a residential project, it's all about him, the client, his wife, his parents, their children.
And the usability of the place.
Functionality of the space.
Functionality.
So it's all about that initial meeting and understanding them. Sometimes even an Indian client will want something minimalistic. They will request something that is more towards the Arabic design, Moroccan design. So I stop judging them by their nationality.
It's more of understanding each person, right?
They just candidly show me a Pinterest image or an Instagram image, like this is how
is the mood board.
This is how I would vision my house.
Oh, nice.
That's it. That is what I need.
That's nice. And is it the same in your case as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think culture plays a part of it, but also their background has a big role in terms of what they like. So as Sneha mentioned, we have a lot of clients who are Indian clients, but they go with a lot of minimalistic palette, right? But then there are also clients who are from the same part of India, for example, but their taste is completely different. They want extravagant luxury. They want, they want something which basically reflects their personality, right? So it really comes down to as a personality, who they are, their family, how many members in the family, how they want it. So as Sneha mentioned, it's just initial meeting is all about understanding them, their preferences, their family setup, how they want to use the space. And then we see a lot of we ask them, okay, can you show us some reference images? And very similar, they bring in their Pinterest or Instagram and they show us, this is what I like. And some people are and most of the clients we meet these days, They're very clear right from day one.
That's
Yes.
That this is what I want,
That's
and that's it. Like, you obviously, as designers and as a renovation fit out company, we have a lot of input, but they're very clear in terms of the vision they have for the house,
I think
which makes
getting
our
the
life
right
also
vision
very
is
easier,
easy,
you know.
yes.
Because
when
we're
a
not
client comes without knowing what they
what they want.
that's a difficult
That's a
client.
very difficult client.
Yes.
They are very clear. As I said, people are now educated, they're well traveled, they have so much exposure.
Nice.
There's so much content,
And I
information
think
out
especially
there.
in Dubai,
Especially in
the exposure
Dubai,
is more.
a lot. So people
Nice.
are very, very, they have a clarity in their head, which makes our life also
That's nice.
easier, when it comes to understanding the design and what mood board they are looking at.
That's nice.
That's a good starting point.
Now, there's one element to having the right vision, right wish list and everything, right? Now, how do you match it with the budget? Because sometimes the wish list is here, but their budget is here. So how do you deal with that
Yeah.
situation?
So because we do both design and renovation fit out. When somebody shows us the design, we don't straight away talk about budgets. Normally, how we calculate is depending on the property value.
Okay.
People would spend anywhere between 15 to 20% on the
Value of
on
their
the
existing
renovation of
profit.
it, right?
Okay.
But where we see a big disconnect in terms of the design they want, and sometimes they specify the budgets.
Yes.
Sometimes client tell us, look, I don't have any budgets, you tell us what is possible, right? Just very, very standard,
Yes.
where we get told that we don't have budgets, this is what we like. So based on that, we give them options in terms
Okay.
of the materials that can
Yes.
get used.
Yes.
So you might like big slabs, and you might like, onyx flooring and things like that. But as a design company, I think it's our responsibility to propose options in terms of materials.
Yes.
And materials makes a very big difference when it comes to the budgeting. The finishes makes a very big
Yes.
difference. So based on that, we give them a quotation and we give them a range. Like, it could be anywhere from this to this, depending upon the material that you choose. And we provide them with the samples.
Okay.
Based on what they choose, we come up with a final price.
Final
So
price.
it's, they have an understanding that this is the design I want, but if my budget is not if my budget is not very high, I'll have to choose, for example, this material. Obviously, it's not a substandard material, but it may not be like a Fendi kind of a tiling, or
Yes.
it won't be like that, premium tiling. It'll still be good standard quality, but we're very clear and honest, and they understand and they
Okay.
appreciate that when you are honest. When a fit out company is transparent and honest, they really appreciate it.
That's
Because
nice.
it's very, very hard in my experience to find honest companies here,
True that.
who call spade a
Absolutely agree
spade.
with it.
Yeah, who call spade a spade and who are transparent, because this industry can be a lot of because companies obviously don't like to be completely transparent in their costings and so many things.
Yes.
But the way we work is a little different, because we
nice.
want our lives to be easier and we want our clients' lives to be
Clients'
easier. So
lives
we
to be
just
easier.
present to them with the options, the
This is the
finishes.
reality of
This is the reality. This is, you choose what you want. Based on that, we can go ahead with that.
That's
So
nice.
so I think that's how we manage basically the design, and at the end of the day, their budgets. At the end of the day, we need to know their budgets,
Yes.
right? And a lot of times when we send out the quotation based on the mood board is when the client tells, okay, this is
This
not
is
the
way
budget I
beyond
want.
mine. Yes.
Or how about you've quoted this, but what if you go for a more premium material? So
Okay.
then we kind of understand what their real budgets is, and then we work around with the
Work
client
around
according to that. Yeah,
That's nice. And also another issue is finding the right materials. Probably, when you are designing, do you also guide the client? Maybe they might come up with a wish list based on something they saw in a movie or when they travel somewhere, right? But maybe it's not suitable for the place. Maybe it's not. So how do you convince them in your case? How does happen,
See,
Sneha?
I have burned my hands in this process. So as a new design consultant, even I did specify something made in Paris, some chain curtain I had from some renowned company, and it's beautiful. It looked amazing in the 3D. But when the project was awarded to a contractor, the curtain price was the most, it was 100,000 dirham something, and the entire rest of the fittings were completely low price. And it became so it wasted everyone's time.
Yes.
Because I had to refine something that equally looks good but is in the budget. So what now I do is, if I like something, if my team likes something, and we already know that this is a mid-end project, the prices cannot exceed, let's say, 500,000 dirham in terms of fit out. So we try to find equivalent products.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be an MDF slats, or it also could be a POP slabs. It could be, there are options.
Nice.
Some clients tell us they want renowned designer items. Some clients tell us the budget is less, but they want, for example, this fireplace. That's the best example. You will find this item in Dragon Mart also.
Yes.
You have good suppliers of this coming to our office. So there is two choices. Third is an original
Yes.
fireplace.
Which won't work
Which
in
will
Dubai.
be-
Which won't work in Dubai.
Yes. So depends now. Something from Dragon Mart may not give you a warranty. It may not work for 3 years without, but then the price is low. So it is solving the purpose.
It's all about being transparent with the client and letting you know, you choose this is what you get.
I
right?
also have learned, and I now collaborate with my contractors.
Nice.
They are the ones, they are the best people who know the option.
Nice.
Right now my phone is buzzing. My contractor is sending me an option for something that some slat wall we had proposed, and he is not getting it in dimensions, and he is now sending me back to back options of these are the option slats that we can propose with the same texture. So I believe the contractors are, because they go more in market than the consultants.
They know the practical elements that happen on the site.
Yes.
Right?
So it's more like we are learning from our fit out team contractors. Sneha, this item is way too expensive. This light, this chandelier that you specified, it's beyond. But there are some suppliers, so it goes hand
And the
in
thing
hand.
is, Dubai has endless amount of options.
Yes.
You have designer wear options,
Yes.
which because it's a designer product, it also has that price tag.
Yes.
You have very similar looking items which are not which are unbranded, but local based, equally good look and feel. It's just that they don't have that
Brand
brand
tag
tag to it, So some clients are conscious. Some tell us are very, very open, and they say, look, I want Elisab tiles, I want marble flooring, and I know budget is not an issue. Some look say, I want my flooring to look like marble, but I don't have money for
Invest
it to
into
become
the
to
marble.
marble. So then we look at alternate options. As Sneha said, it's all really about the materials and the finishing that actually decides. You can give a room basically which has really large slabs.
Yes.
And slabs gives a very luxurious look,
Yes.
right? But obviously slabs are expensive.
Yes.
So there are alternate options to that. As at the end of the day, the client just wants to make sure that the space looks nice, chic, luxury, and it is in their vision. And then obviously, depending on the budget, we propose to them the materials that they should be going for.
Nice. Now something other than that, right? You both are in the service-based industry, and you are the face of the brand. Clients come to you after talking to you, right?
Correct.
Same for me also. We are in that because they trust us first.
Yeah.
Now there's a handover process that happens after that, when you hand it over to your team to take over, or probably you are not able to hand over the whole of it, the operation side, right? Not only the operation, even the business development. There's a lot that goes on, right? How do you deal with that? Because some clients probably they want to see you only, right? Even at the site, why didn't you come today? How do you deal with that?
In my case, look, I'm very transparent that I would go initially.
Yes.
And I would be involved a lot from initial consultation, initial design brief, the quotation stage, even the negotiation stage, all of that, right? But then once the project is confirmed, it's not like I just drop the ball and I move off. I'm always involved.
Yes.
Right? So I have a very capable team, and I really trust them. So I need to get them to do their job.
Yes.
And I'm not somebody who likes to watch over their
Micromanage,
shoulders or watch or micromanage them, because I know they are talented people, they are getting paid well, and I know that they love their jobs. So when they love their jobs, they will do a very, you can trust them for it. So, and I'm very honest, look, this is my architecture design team, and a lot of the people come to our office. Most of our clients, they always come to our office before they sign up with us.
So
I introduce the
as
team.
well. Okay.
They introduce, they know the team, they know who heads up design, they know who are the architects in the team. They meet our supervisors or on-site engineers. So they're very, very comfortable. And I introduce them. It's a very warm introduction I do. And I'd always tell them, look, they'll be your day-to-day contact. If there's any issues, if you have concerns, I'm just a phone call, and I'm on every WhatsApp group with the client. So I know what's happening on a daily basis with the client, and so they never feel like I've just disappeared, because I've not, and I'm just a phone call away. So when I get involved is when there's an issue or the client needs clarification or there's some budget questions and things like that, I get involved. But other than that, day to day, I have a very capable team, and my clients are very comfortable with them, and I get complimented a lot that we really trust your team is amazing, because we've really handpicked these people. And they're good at what they do, and they're very friendly, they're good at their jobs, they are at the end of the day, they are seasoned architects and designers, so they know what they're doing.
That's nice.
So that's how we manage.
How about you? How do you manage those? Because we have to be in different places as a business, right?
Absolutely.
I sometimes feel like that, that Devi who has so many hands. I think a new business owner is always that reincarnation of the goddess with so many hands. And coming from a job background, not having any initial business training, I learned from mistakes. So I was a micromanager. I used to look at the screen of that 3D designer and constantly no, stop, don't do this, don't do that. And I used to restrict them from using their own creativity. Then my mentors from BNI, with whom I used to tell them, I'm tired, I'm burning out, I'm doing this, I'm doing sales, I'm meeting my clients, I'm so tired, I don't even go to Salon, look at me. And they said, Sneha, you're micromanaging. That was the term I first time heard. And I was because I have to know. Yes. I have to look at the design. I have to do the presentation also, and I have to do sales also. They said, no, you don't have to.
Yes.
You're paying them salary. Empower them.
Absolutely.
Empowering them actually helped me a lot.
Because something that happened to me as well. When I started off, because I was scared. To let go that process, right? So this is the same thing I have also heard from my mentors. You have to delegate with authority and with accountability.
Yeah, but Bilna, in my case, I have worked in Australia and I have had the best bosses.
That's nice. You model them.
So I have always had amazing bosses who have trusted me and who empowered me and who never watched over my shoulder. So for me, that is built in my DNA.
Natural.
Yeah, it came very natural to me to not micromanage them. So because had I experienced bad bosses, and it's very important to always work before you start a business.
Yes.
That's a very important thing to do, because you learn so much while you're working for someone.
Very
so
true.
I had bosses, and they've always been extremely empowering. Yes, I've made mistakes, and they've always stood up for me, told me where I've gone wrong, and I've learned from my mistakes.
That's nice.
So I've always had really nice bosses who empower me, who keep me accountable. That's the most important. I was accountable for what I was doing. So I am kind of, it's the same thing I do with my employees now.
Nice.
And that's what keeps people very happy and motivated and stay with you for long. The moment you start micromanaging, they don't want to be with you.
Nice.
So that's I think if you let people do their jobs and trust them, I think they'll do a fab job.
Very true. Very true. It's more about letting them and empowering them to take decisions when you're not there.
Exactly.
Right?
They are creative people also, right? And how can we restrict them? Creative people want to be free, and that's how they will develop designs into reality.
Nice.
Exactly. The reality is we can't do everything. We cannot. If there are 7-8 projects at one time, we practically do not have the time to
be everywhere.
At the end of the day, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, my parents are with me, so I have other responsibilities in my life as well. And they are, I would say, if not more, equally important to me. Like spending time with my child is equally important to me. So for me, I don't take that pressure anymore. I used to, but I've learned to calm down in my life that, I can do what I can do, and I'll do my best at it. But other time I have to let my team manage it. And obviously they may make mistakes. They're human beings at the end of the day. As long as they learn from the mistakes, that's all that matters. Yeah, absolutely.